Yo, what's going on, guys? It's MP from MP Gaming, and today I'm trying to be as quiet as possible because I've got a noisy little baby nearby, and if she gets woke up, she's gonna scream. So, let's carry on reading. Ow! Mrs. Marg opened her mouth in a howl of pain. I stepped on her foot. My trainer sank deep into her mushy flesh. I had to struggle to pull it out. I staggered back, bumped into the blackboard. She plopped into her chair and leant over to examine her foot. With a low moan, she ran her fingers over the wet skin. I'm sorry, miss. I stammered. Stammered. No, I didn't mean to do that. I couldn't help it. I'm really clumsy. Mrs. Marg lifted her head and gazed at me with those wet, watery brown cow eyes. You're off to a bad start, she groaned. Remember what I said about swimming as high and as hard as you can? She stared at it down her foot and rubbed it a bit more. Then she picked something up from the floor. Ow, this will take 2 weeks to grow back. I let out a horrific moan when I saw what she was holding, a broken piece of black shiny claws. She rolled it between her fingers, studying it. I glanced at her foot. 4 long claws curled onto the floor. The last claw, the claw I had stepped on, stuck out up and jagged. A jagged stub now. With a flick of her wrist, she threw the broken piece of claw into her mouth and ate it. I let out a gasp. Miss Marg stood up. She limped past me over to the food chain chart and moved my name 2 spots. She hobbled back to her seat, but before she sat down, she reached out for my arm and pinched it. Eat a big lunch, Paul, she rasped. I want you to fatten up, okay? When the lunch bell rang, I couldn't wait to get out of there, but I saw a lot of kids making a beeline for Miss Marg. That was a great class today, the red-haired girl blushed. This class is the best, another girl declared. Miss Marg grinned. She seemed to be eating it up. Yuck, I thought. Teacher's pet, isn't it? Isn't the term for those kids? They're really disgusting. They're all so desperate for A's that they have to act like total geeks. I think that new boy should start at the bottom, I heard a girl say. Yes, put him in the bomb, another girl agreed. I couldn't bear to hear any more. The joke had gone far enough. It wasn't funny anymore, and I planned to tell that to Miss Marg after lunch. Where was the canteen? I hated first days in a new school. I couldn't find my shadow without someone helping me. Luckily, I spotted Molly and Celeste. I hurried to catch up with them. Bad day, huh? Celeste said, shaking her head. Not great, I agreed. Miss Marg is so weird, don't you think? What are you complaining about, Molly Wild? Did you see where I am on the food chain? Second from the bomb. If I mess up my violin audition on Sunday, I'm toast. I'll be that monster's dinner. Cut it out, I cried. Cut, I cried. Can we take a break? This joke is getting really tired. Joke, Molly tilted her head and squinted at me. Her black fringe tilted too. What joke, Paul? If you think she's kidding. I didn't hear the rest of it. A group of boys across the hall burst out laughing and drowned out the rest of what Molly says. But the time we reached But by the time we reached the food queue in the canteen, I stretched for the last of the mile. Stretched for at least a mile. Food must be really good here, I joked. They have mysterious meat surprise? That's my favourite. After we'd finally loaded up our trays, we couldn't find free seats. So Molly and Celeste sat together. I told them it was okay, I'd find another spot. I scanned the fast noisy room and found an empty seat at the other end. Hi, I said to a pungy boy with black slick down hair who sat opposite me. He was hunched over his lunch, shoveling it in with short, rapid movements, his round face nearly in the plate. Why did he look familiar? Hey, he mumbled with a mouthful of spaghetti. He kept his eyes on his food. I took a bite out of my egg salad sandwich. My name is Paul, I told him. Marv, he muttered. Marv? I haven't got a Marv, he muttered, finally peering up from his lunch. He had tiny black eyes and wide crooked nose. Marv, I thought to myself, that's the name of the kid Mr. Klein had shooed away when he led us to my room. Marv and I ate quietly for a few minutes. I'm new here, but today is my first day. I tried to make conversation. Marv squinted up at me. He had spaghetti sauce all around his cheeks. You sure you want to sit here? He asked. Yeah, I said. Why not? He shrugged. Who's your teacher? He took a noisy slip from his milk container. Mrs. Marg, I told him. And she's really weird. I lowered my voice. She says she's a monster. Tell me about it. Marv rolled his eyes. Have you ever had her? I asked. No way. Marv picked up a meatball in his hand and threw it in his mouth. I'm Mr. Thomason's class, he said, swallowing it without chewing. You don't know how lucky you are, I declared. Miss Marg doesn't wear shoes, and she has gross feet. The grossest feet I've ever seen before, Marv nodded. Those feet are sickening. I went on. They looked like water balloons, and they had curly black claws growing from them. I spotted Celeste and Molly from across the room. Celeste was waving at me, waving me over. Maybe a seat had opened up there. I started to get up. Then I changed my mind. I wanted to stay and talk to Marv to find out more about him. Maybe find out if he knew anything about Miss Marg. I don't know what's worse, her feet or her food chain chart, I continued. They're both as bad, Marv said. Really bad. Celeste continued to wave at me from across the room. I nodded to her to let her know I've seen her, but I continued to talk to Marv. You know about the food chain chart, I said. Marv nods. It's some kind of joke, right? Marv shook his head. No. Give me a break, I groaned. She's not really going to eat someone after the talent show. Probably will, Marv said with a mouthful of spaghetti. Oh, sure, I rolled my eyes. Did she eat someone here last year? No, Marv said. She didn't eat anyone here last year. Right, I replied quickly, because it's all a stupid joke. She didn't eat anyone here last year because this is her first year at this school, Marv said. Oh. Celeste began jumping up and down, waving frantically. Now Molly started waving too. What is their problem, I wondered. Marv started telling me about his teacher. He said Mr. Thomason was a really nice man. I took another bite out of my sandwich and felt a tug from behind. It was Celeste. She grabbed my arm and dragged me across the room, away from Marv's table. What are you doing, Paul? She demanded. Why are you sitting with Miss Marg's son? So, that was really quick and really quiet because I tried to get through that without disturbing a baby. I didn't actually know that was her son. It wants me to restart. Do I restart? No. Yes, I restarted. So, Marv is Mrs. Marg's son, which kind of makes sense because of their names. But does that mean he's a monster too? So, in other words, guys, by the way, just so you know, I have not actually read this in ages, so I have no clue what I'm getting into. So, as I was saying, does that mean that Marv also eats other students? Or are they going to become friends and Marv's going to try and save him? This is just getting more and more intriguing as it goes on. So hopefully we can find out what's happening with everything, because I'd love to know, like, what is actually happening. It's been quite a few years since I last read Goosebumps, so you can understand why I'm not saying, oh well, this, because I can't remember for the life of me who, what, where, when, and why. So, yeah, guys, hopefully we do find out more within the next chapter, because, well, it's no fun if we don't. Will Marv save him from his mum, and then he will be safe, and then he's safe from it, or will he actually be eaten? Ooh, wait, was that looked like the Little Shop of Horrors? Nope, I need that pumpkin. So let's see what I've just unlocked. A new house, monster house. Oh my god. Piranha person. Dr. Brewer's greenhouse. That's going to be cool. And new people. Dr. Brewer. Dr. Francis Fandrick. Oh my god, like, it's so cool to be back. Like, looking at all the different Goosebumps guys. Not joking around, it's actually quite fun. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's episode. If you have, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Hopefully next time I don't have a crying baby to worry about. Bye, guys.